Alrighty, guys, I'm absolutely going to lose my I'm trying not to cuss, but I'm gonna lose it in this video because I swear to God, I just put this video up, right, today, the day of recording this, and I swear to God, somebody DM'd me, and, if you've not watched this video, you need to go watch this frickin' video right now. I'm really trying to work on my cussing. That's actually a goal of this week, is to not cuss as much. Plus, I can't really cuss that much in the beginning of a YouTube video because I get punished for it. And it's really hard to suppress it. I've never realized how bad of a problem I have until I just let my mouth go, and then trying to suppress it is not easy, guys. However, this one, the F-bombs are gonna be flying. So if you got kids, bring them into the room. Bring them into the room, and Uncle Fat Cat will teach them a thing or two about how to cuss. I'm just kidding. Get him out of the room. Get him out of the room. Get him out of the fucking room! Alright, I told you this was coming. And when I said get him out of the room, you should have did it the first time, and then I said it 3 times, and he didn't listen. And then I had to say the F word, alright? So, some of yous need tough love. Some of yous come to me and tell me, hey, Fat Cat, I really need you to yell at me. Alright. You want to get yelled at? That's what's going to happen. Some of yous watching this need a fucking wake-up call. All right? So, that's what this is. And, ooh, listen, guys. I feel bad for what I'm about to do. However, for the love of God, we're going to take this and learn from it. All right? And I'm leaving this traitor completely anonymous. Nobody knows who the fuck he is. If you're watching this, which I kind of doubt you are, because of what's in the message, don't get your feelings hurt. But this is a wake-up call. If you're fucking watching it, it's a wake-up call. Okay. All right, here we go. So, this trader hit me up last May in 2023. This trader was telling me how much he likes my, content and stuff. Just comes out of the blue last May, and he tells me I have a strat that I think I can work with. Before I explain it, I want to make sure this is a good place to talk. Or would you rather me email me or something? And then literally, like, he says, you're the only one I can talk to about this. I've never reached out to someone like this before, but I really need your ear on this. I don't know, this to me just stinks like very young trader. Listen, guys, I'm a 37-year-old man, and I used to be 19, 20, 18, however old some of you guys are, but I can tell by the way you guys talk. You kids, by the way, you fucking kids. You kids at that age, I don't give a shit if you can buy cigarettes, alright? Or drink some booze. You're still a fucking kid, alright? You're gonna go through the 20s, and you're in for a rude awakening when you go through your 20s, hopefully not. And then when you go through your 30s, like I have been, you learn a lot more. So you're just a kid, all right? And the way you guys talk, I can just tell you're a kid. And I've called out plenty of kids. Like, this seems like a kid, all right? And I just, no offense, kids. I just have this, like, this thing about, like, just the fucking kids. You kids don't fucking listen. Y'all are the worst. I'm sorry to fucking say it, but y'all are the fucking worst, because I've dealt with plenty of them throughout the years. I told you guys, this one's gonna get amped up! God! You guys are Alright, let me just get through this message. Not all of you, okay? Some of you are fucking angels. Alright? Anyways, I'm the only one you could talk. No, I'm not. So I said, hey, I don't really use Twitter. Could come to Discord for the casual chat. You know, that's where you want to come talk to me. That's the place to fucking do it. Not Twitter. Because Twitter is such a fucking shithole. Alright? I know I post things on there, but for some reason they decide to bombard me with videos of people being murdered or something. And I keep telling them, don't do that. And the algo's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. You're still getting this. So it's like, I can't look at it. Right? This is like the Forbidden City, like Babylon or some shit. I turn around and turn to stone. No, I turn around and look at Twitter, and then I go from feeling real good and happy and chippery, and then I just feel like shit. So, just saying, that place is a fucking heaping pile of shit. But we use it for some reason. Okay, so I don't remember. I try to dig up this kid's I don't know. He's probably like, maybe it's an 80-year-old man. Maybe I'm speculative. Sometimes I'm wrong in my trading. Sometimes I'm wrong about these things. But the avatar picture he literally has a picture of, well, I don't want to say so much, but the picture is of somebody being sad. It's not him. It's like a cartoon picture of a sad boy. So it's like, this is really... All right, so he said, like, he comes out of the blue today. And I'm pretty sure I talked to him in the past, and if I can't recall, I'm like, dude, I mean, I don't understand your strategy. I can't tell you. You're going to have to figure that out. Here's what you're going to do. Well, he comes out of the woodworks, you know, maybe a year later. And then he sends me this sob story, and I get these desperation messages. I get these messages where people are just having a fucking absolute meltdown. All right. So here's what he says. I can't take being my own worst enemy anymore. I probably told myself every piece of advice in the book and still can't change my actions in the heat of the moment. I have this ego, this impulsiveness, the refusal to walk away. I'm shaping up to be the perfect example of who shouldn't be a trader. My approach to trading as someone who needs the money is corrupting everything. Ugh. Oh, God. All right. There's going to be a lot of long pauses because I want you to really see it in my face. Oh, I've said this time and time again. If you need the fucking money, it's not going to work. You must make this a fucking hobby until your hobby can pay the fucking bills. I say it all the fucking time. Does anybody work at a fucking computer store? Can you send me in some fucking keyboards so I can just snap them over my fucking knee when I do a video like this? And again, guys, I'm not really an angry person. This is for your entertainment. You know, this is part of the Fat Cat character. But seriously, this shit is frustrating, I'll tell you that much. And maybe we can bring in some keyboards to snap them over our fucking knees every now and then. So if anybody's got the hookup old keyboards, send them my way. I'll send you my P.O. box, and even though they're not going to fit in there, and we're going to start snapping keyboards on the show. That's what's going to happen. You know, a good visual stimuli. Just start smashing it, and the fucking keys go everywhere. God, that's so grand. Oh, make me feel real good, too. Just to have a... Kids, who works in a computer store? One of you does, all right? Anyways... Before I continue this, before I continue this message, listen, guys, I have not made an exclusive video on this, but I think we're going to talk about it because I've also talked about this. I don't know. And maybe one of these videos, I'm going to have a bunch of fucking videos show up on the screen. Okay? I'm going to have a shitload of videos show up on the screen because in one of those videos, I swear to God, I've talked about this before. Maybe I haven't, but I'm pretty fucking sure I have. Self-talk. Your self-talk. Listen to this. I can't take being my own worst enemy anymore. Yeah, this kid thinks he's his own worst enemy. He thinks he's his own worst enemy. He looks at himself in a trading session, goes, wow, I'm my own worst enemy. You can't fucking do that. Because when I go into a session, I go, I'm going to fuck this shit up. All right? Sometimes I'll have these little meltdowns, but I reel it back in. Okay, I reel it the fuck back in. I have a more recent coffee episode. I mean, if you guys, you know, gotta plug coffee. I gotta plug the coffee. I gotta plug the fucking coffee. All right, I gotta plug the fucking coffee because the coffee pays for this fucking YouTube channel that I don't know what it is, but they don't seem to fucking like me because I cuss too much or something. Content creation's a fucked up game that doesn't... Okay, alright! But you can see me, I have a little bit of a meltdown, and I'm gonna tell you guys this now. And I've been able to build the self-awareness to just go, damn, fat cat, why are you talking like this? You need to stop. You need to stop. You need to stop. Like, when I start complaining about lack of volatility or any of that, or any type of trading environment, I constantly catch myself, okay? And then what I do is I try to remedy the problem. I noticed recently, and this is a goal for the week, is when I say the word fuck, I get real amped up. You know, maybe you're playing with a dog or some shit, you know? I like playing with dogs. I like to rough them up a little bit. You know, you grab the face and you're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And the dog's like, ah, ah, ah. You know what I mean? Hyped up and you're like, yeah, yeah. And then before you know it, it bites you, right? When I say the word fuck all the time, I get real hyped up, okay? I'm like that dog. You know, I get real stoked and jazzed up. And when I cuss a lot, it just brings the energy to the channel that you guys like so much, okay? That's why we cuss a lot, because it brings in the energy. But I notice when I'm cussing about things that are not favorable in trading, I get amped up about things that I shouldn't be getting amped up about. So I've elected to just cuss when good stuff's happening, right? Like, yeah, fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! You know, not like that. I don't do that, right? But sometimes it's fun to give you guys a little gag. When I win a trade or some shit, you shouldn't be doing that, right? I never said I am the most modelish trader out there, all right? I'm a little rough around the fucking edges here, okay? Anybody that's been here, you know I ain't pissing excellence, right? You guys want to role model me or whatever, just be aware of that. Be aware that I'm gonna fuck up, alright? That's definitely gonna happen. So, like, just not to be like this fucking lack of volatility, this fucking low volatility, the fucking ES is fucking bracketing. And those are all bad things. If you're not familiar with that type of lingo, I talk about it in my coffee shit. But, like, I can't be cussing out shitty situations, because then I get all amped up and worked up, and then my emotions heighten and stuff on that. Sometimes I can do it and nothing happens, but if I'm really digging in there and doing it, I get amped up. So, self-talk is so important. Man, oh my god, there's this trader. He's not around anymore. But there was this trader that was around for years and years, and he couldn't trade for shit. God bless his fucking soul. But you know what? The fucking guy constantly called himself a retard. I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm such a fucking retard. I can't fucking do this. And he constantly talked like that. Constantly. And then, like, it just never got a break. Never nothing. And I'm like, hey, have you been reviewing? And then I know he bullshitted me. Some of you guys are gonna bullshit me. Some of you guys say you did this and that, but then you bullshit me. But if I really look at what you're really doing, I can tell by the way, whatever your trader work is, or the quality of it or whatever, I can tell when you guys are bullshitting me. He bullshitted me about his review process and all that, because I know he wasn't fucking reviewing. All right. So, and it's like, it's not only the reviewing, but it's the quality of doing it. And it's just like, that self-talk, man, that's one of the biggest killers for you guys. I know there are several of you watching this right the fuck now who talk like that. And that's the one thing that needs to fucking stop. That is the first fucking thing you need to just kick in the ass. And it's not just talking like that, it's thinking like that. You can't be thinking like that. You can't be talking in negative context, and you can't be thinking in negative context, because you start to, like, just build up this energy and roll, and you're mushing and molding your emotions into that. If you think you're a retard or you suck at this and you thinking that all the time, you're going to have a fucking bad time. It's going to be harder versus somebody that just has this winner mindset that knows that they're going to fail, but they're going to embrace the fail, and they're going to take the fail and just learn from it. Somebody who can think like that and stay in that mindset is going to progress better. It really is a mental game. I mean, some of these traders out here like, oh, mental isn't edge. It's not edge. It's just skill. It's all mechanical. Oh, shut the fuck up. The people who say that shit sound like those flat earth fucks. Did you know they did a little documentary where these guys went to prove the earth was fucking flat, and they shot a laser for like miles, and then they happened to find out there was curvature in the earth, and they were like bamboozled that the earth had curvature in it, and they proved the earth is round. If that motherfucker was flat, we would have seen it on YouTube. We would have seen a fucking video of the fucking edge. We would have. Nobody's found the fucking edge. Whether it's surrounded by giant ice walls or whatever the fuck. We would have seen it. We would have seen it. We live in that age where we would have seen it. Because I could go watch almost anything on the fucking internet, and we would have seen it. And nobody's filmed it. All right? And the fucking idiots. I told you guys this is going to be like this. Ugh, it's not psychological. Yes, it is. This guy's having a fucking meltdown. This kid is having a fucking meltdown. And every other fucking trader, oh, it's a lack of skill. Yeah, he needs to master the skill set of his emotions. It's really hard to do something when you're fucking yourself here. Right? It's really hard to go do something. Like, listen, there's like I could do this like 360 jump on my skates, right? I skate a lot. If you didn't know, I'm really good at it. But there's times where I get in my fucking head and I just choke, and then I get in my own way, and then I fuck it all up. Even though I can do it. Mastering one's psychological abilities is definitely you gotta think it before you can do it. You think everything before you do anything. You're gonna go take a shit. It's like, hey, I need to take a shit. You thought it before you did it. Right? That's just how it goes. Oh, I gotta put on this trade. You think it before you put it on it. Oh, I need to hold the trade. But then all of a sudden it's like, it's coming back! You know, you're thinking that. Oh, fuck, I gotta get out! Right? Oh, fuck, it's going too far against me. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe it'll come back. I'll leave it on. I'll add some more size! I'll add more fucking size! That'll fix it! And then before you know it, you just went full retard. It happens to everybody. That's psychological. And at some point, you guys know what you're fucking doing. And then you all get in your way. And the people that say that it's not psychological are those flat earth fucks. Alright? God bless your soul if you believe the earth is fucking flat. And if that's the fucking case, go fucking YouTube the edge. Please. For fuck's sakes, can somebody just go film it? I really want to see. Alright. Anyways. You gotta get that dialogue in check. This kid's not, he doesn't have it. And it's just like, it's a lack of awareness. There is a deep lack of awareness because a lot of you that are doing that, you don't realize you're doing that. You guys are not aware that you're talking like an asshole. It has to shift. And listen, if you want to be a trader, you're going to have to change your fucking life. You're going to have to change so much shit that has nothing to do with trading in order to do it. That's just how, I don't know of any other way. That's what I had to do. I couldn't show up and be the same fucking asshole I was 7.5 years ago and succeed at it. Yeah, experience matters, right? Sitting here and looking at the screens for 7.5 fucking years, it matters. But god damn it, there's some traders that get stuck and they never, I just poked myself in the eye, they never master this, and then they're just stuck for years knowing what they need to fucking do, but did they get in their own way? And it's that inner self-talk, man. It's just like, you have to like just switch everything into a more positive context. If you're naturally a pessimistic person, I don't think this can be done. If you're a pessimistic person, I just don't think this is gonna fucking work out for you. But if you gotta be on the other side of it, you gotta be optimistic, because you're trying to win all the time, right? You're trying to win at a really hard game, and in order to win, you gotta have confidence. And confidence is just having a winner's mindset. And and that's the thing. You gotta have a winner's mindset before you even start fucking winning. So, and again, this guy, I don't know, this guy's probably blowing through money like nobody's business. This is like one of those lottery winners who just blows it on hookers and coke. And like this guy is like, you know, he needs money. This is not the job to do when you need money. And look, I get this desperate message because he needs the money. He needs the money. Now he's hitting this desperate point. Now he's getting real fucked up in the head. I talk about this, and lo and behold, I get a fucking message. I told you guys, like, I've talked about this scenario before, because it doesn't happen to just one person. It happens to a lot of people. And then lo and behold, it fucking just comes out of the fucking woodworks. Oh, fat cat, you don't know what you're talking about. You just, you've worked with hundreds of traders. You have no idea what you're talking about, fat cat. That ain't gonna happen to me. Oh, that ain't gonna happen. This kid probably never thought this would happen to him, and it happened to him, and I've seen this happen to other fucking people. It's the same shit, guys. What you're going through, I've seen it happen many fucking times. I see this shit fucking happen. And here it is happening again. And I fucking talked about it. I know I've talked about the moment you need money, you can't do it. You're gonna fuck yourself. And then look at this desperate message. Anyways, he says, if you're taking on another student, please select me. I mean, the desperation. And then he tells me where he lives, which we'll keep that confidential. I think it's time I take my hands off the wheel. Oh, yeah. You better let go and let Jesus take control, because you're going right off the cliff, son. That's also what pissed me off about this one. I gave this specific trader a year ago the opportunity to sit with me for fucking free and watch me trade every fucking day, and he didn't fucking do it. He sat with me maybe once, twice, 3 times, and that's it. And I said in this fucking video here, nobody gives a fuck about something when it's fucking free. I make these fucking videos, and they're fucking free, and some of you take it to heart. Some of you guys, and I ain't talking to you. Some of you send me these fucking amazing messages. You're on the other end of the spectrum, right? The guy in this video where I show the P&L, he's doing what it takes. But some of yous have these opportunities and you just fucking shit on it. You just fucking shit all over it. You shit all over the fucking free opportunity. I got fucked up doing a skate park yesterday. Look at that. Oh, now you want to be a student. Now you want to be a fucking student. Oh, it's like, this is what also happens. You know what happens? Some people buy courses. I should have put it in that video. I should have put it in the last video I did, but I didn't think it. Okay? Some people buy courses out of this type of desperation. Some people just get so desperate and they don't even fucking do what they're supposed to. I explained everything in that video. But some people buy fucking material out of desperation. For the love of God, I hate it when that happened to me with my fucking coffee once. I'm like, ugh, please don't. I kept telling the guys, don't do it. If you want to listen to me, you're watching the YouTube videos. You're watching like as many as you fucking can. And then if it resonates with you, you feel that what I say makes sense. Because for some of you, it ain't. But for those of you where it just resonates with you and it makes sense and you get it and you're learning from tremendous amounts of free content, right? Then you go into something paid. That's anybody. I should have said that in that fucking video too. Go watch all their free shit first before you buy anything to see if it like resonates with you. I didn't think this. But it's like, dude, it's like, I address the things this trader is bringing up, and clearly he is not watching enough of my content, because this is why I repeat myself. I know some of you guys hate it when I fucking say the same shit over and over, but this is a prime fucking example of why I do that. Because I need to do it to get it in fucking heads. Okay? Alright? Because otherwise, it just goes in. I say it one time, it goes in, it goes right the fuck out the other end. And the little hamster on the wheel inside your head, he ain't spinning. He ain't spinning a fucking wheel. He's just sitting there taking a siesta. As what I say just wisp through your fucking head like a silent fart in the night. Okay? Look, here we go. I need to take my hands off the wheel. I'm actually a decent trader. But that very thing paradoxically makes me challenge the market, and times it disagrees with me. Yeah, I mean, it's just like he hasn't psychologically, see, that's the thing. He's fine, and then all of a sudden the market starts to give him troubles, and he can't fucking handle it. I mean, it's all fine and dandy when you can just trade it, right? When you guys are just fucking hitting shit, it's all working out. But the moment you start to struggle, you have these fucking meltdowns, and he doesn't visualize the shit. He doesn't visualize. You have to fucking, in all those videos I showed near the beginning, like this one here and then this one here, I talk about the importance of visualizing the trade, because you have to feel the emotions of each hand, because each hand is very unique to specific emotions, and every hand is nuanced. So when he gets into these things where the market challenges him and they disagree with each other, he needs to learn that skill set. And when he's sitting there fighting it like nobody's business, he's not doing anything up here to like fix that problem, because you have to do a bunch of shit up here, so that way, because you got to be like, you like all the prep and shit, all the stuff you're doing up in here gives you a better chance when you go against it and the market starts fighting your ass. It fought my ass today, and we fucking came out on top. Let me see if I have my P&L. Look, guys, I know this ain't fucking pretty. I know it's like 31 trades. NASDAQ was really fight. Some of these are NASDAQ trades. I lost $700 in NASDAQ. But I was getting fucked up here in the beginning and shit. And then I toned down my cussing. And the moment I toned down my cussing, the P&L shifted. And it's like, it was 3,000. We spent $700 in commissions. All right. Because some people are like, oh, you probably spend a lot. Yeah, you got to spend a lot to make more. It's just going to happen. But this is how I trade. This is how I know how to make it work. Sometimes it's a lot. All right, it's not the prettiest fucking thing in the world. I mean, this is the reality of it. This is gonna look like this. This is gonna happen. But I'm mentally prepared for this fucking situation. Like, I'm mentally prepared to, like, I know I can turn the fucking thing around, and I turn it around. So, like, that's the thing, is you're gonna have sessions like this. You're gonna have fucking sessions that are gonna fucking beat your ass up in the beginning a little bit. And some traders crumble immediately if they're not up. And if you're not, like, you have to be mentally prepared by doing all these exercises, these visualizations, so that way when the same sort of scenario starts to happen, oh, I'm getting my ass handed to me right off the rip. Some of yous can't handle that, but if you're like mentally prepared and you did all the shit I've suggested in all these other videos, you have a better chance. Because if you're not mentally prepared, you've not mastered or attempted to practice the skill set of just being calm and content in specific scenarios. You got to be content with getting your ass handed to you right off the rip. It's going to happen. You're going to get into the weeds right off the beginning. There are days where that fucking happens, and some of you just melt down immediately. But the more you rehearse it, the more you're content with it, the more you're calm with it, the more you visualize it, the more that situation happens, the more you can practice and rehearse and practice and rehearse mentally, the more it doesn't fuck with you. And then you could turn one of these sessions around. Because for some of you, it's got to be green right off the rip, and you got to maintain this green all the way to the moon. That's not trading most of the time. At least it hasn't been for me, for fuck's sakes. And the only trading I know that works is my own fucking trading, because I don't see other people trading every fucking day. I know my own trading, and those of you that know. Like, I mean, you get the coffee, and sometimes I just have a week that ain't pretty. I know as much as you guys just want to see these montage $10,000 fucking trades, which there hasn't been one this year. Sometimes it just doesn't fucking happen. That's the reality of what this is. It's gonna just... Sometimes I hit them right off the rip and we're good to go. Sometimes it's a fucking struggle. Sometimes it's ugly like this. Sometimes it's okay. And the thing is, the emotions are different through that. And you got to mentally rehearse that, man. Because, like, if you can't come out of the hole, if you don't know how to, like, calmly, contently get out of the hole and just, like, be here mentally and know I have the confidence. Like, I am in my trading. I'm just at this level where I have this fucking confidence where I know I can get the fuck out of anything. All right. It took time, and it took a lot of mentally rehearsing that. Because with all that mental rehearsal, then you're prepared for when the market tries to fight you. Glad I had that P&L on hand. And I know some of yous are looking at it like, what the fuck? And it's like, dude, that's what it is. I don't know what else to fucking tell you. I'm sorry my trading ain't as beautiful as fucking Joe Jerkoff on fucking Twitter, okay? That guy that can hit these one-hit wonders every fucking day. You know, I'm kind of like one of those musicians who I put out a hit, you know, on one of my albums, one song is a fucking hit and the rest are okay and some are shit. All right? That's what I do. All right? I mean, I know what I'm fucking doing and we're good. But it ain't always pretty. Let's just put it that way. It ain't always that fucking jam where you're like, yeah, I gotta listen to this on repeat. That's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. So I should have put that in the trading course video too. It's like, dude, if some guy's hitting one-hit wonders all the fucking time, that's not gonna be you. And I think it's important to see another trader like how they get through the shit. How they handling it when it's kind of getting a little goofy? Because that's gonna happen a lot more frequently than you think, and this kid ain't prepped mentally. Continuing on, he says, it's understanding how to sit on hands, walk away, accepting red days. I just can't seem to grasp. I suffer from ADHD and I feel physical pain and he says he feels physical pain when he has to walk away. I know I'm doing this to myself, so I'll give credit where it's due. He knows he's doing this to himself. He knows he's fucking himself mentally. And the thing is, when you become more aware of what's going on in here, you kind of know, it's you just don't wake up one day and go, oh, Jesus, I'm talking like an asshole to myself today. It's just not that smooth, right? You start to go, I know I'm doing something wrong here. I'm just not quite sure what it is. I think this is me. That's how it kind of starts. And the more you become self-aware and take responsibility for your own fucking actions, which I definitely would like to get into, because some people just blame everything else. The more you take responsibility for your own fucking actions, the more you start to realize it is you, the faster you can see it, the faster you can fix it. And so he's kind of seeing it, which is good, all right? But just like good, consistent trading, when it comes to good, consistent mental game, it ain't just like, it takes probably just as long, if not longer. I've been working on my mental game since like 2012. So I'm well over a decade into it and really trying to improve myself as much as possible, and it never ends. I just like learning how to be a better trader. I don't think it ever like ends. I just think you keep getting better. Hopefully. You have to actively be hitting it, right? You can't go to the gym for a month and then expect to stay ripped, right? You're gonna lose it. So he says, I know I'm doing this myself, but I don't have the scripts or understanding to argue with my ego when it wants to look at everything with a cup half full mentality. Impulsively trading and ignoring risks, as if I'm almost incapable of thinking long term. I mean, the thing is, he's speaking, I mean, what this kid is saying is, you guys, like, listen to this one more time. It's understanding how to sit on hands and walk away, accepting red days. I just can't seem to grasp. I suffer from ADHD and I feel physical pain when I have to walk away. I know I'm doing this to myself, but I don't have the scripts or understanding to argue with my ego when it wants to look at everything with a cup half full mentality. Impulsively trading and ignoring risks, as if I'm almost incapable of thinking long term. I mean, that pain in that fucking paragraph cuts deep, because I know what this kid is speaking. He's speaking exactly what some of you guys are fucking feeling. Because this is not a new thing. What we're seeing here is not a new thing. I talked about this many times, and here it is again. And I'm glad he reached out. If you're watching this, I'm glad you reached out, because you're helping other people who are dealing with the same thing to realize they need a wake-up call too, and they need to fucking fix it. Like, you gotta understand the shit you're going through, and me sharing it, whether you like that or not, is helping others. And it's no different than when I go through shit and share it on this channel or in a coffee. You know, maybe I really fuck it, and then I'm like, guys, this is where I really fucked up. You got to be really vulnerable with yourself. Not necessarily people around you, but you got to be really open and honest with yourself and vulnerable with yourself. Because, like, if I'm going through shit for me, I can just say it to you guys. I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to say it. But that's kind of like how I carry myself. Like, I just don't care. Because in the end, most of you are NPCs that I'll never meet, so you're all non-playable character. I'm also an NPC in your world, all right? So I'm just this talking thing on a screen right now as you're taking a dump on the toilet, you know? Am I real or is this the Matrix? Who knows, right? But, you know, just live like nobody's looking. Live like nobody's looking. And, I mean, just that paragraph, dude. Hell, I fucking felt that way in my past. But here's the thing, dude. Like, I've given the scripts. I tell you what to do. You just have to apply this shit. Or self-hypnosis. I mean, I don't know if he got back to me. I'm willing to do an hypnosis session with him, but that shit, you know, I charge for that stuff because it takes a long time to go through the process. And then we got to make an audio tape. I got to make an audio tape, and then you got to listen to it for like over a month. And it's like, are you really going to listen to an audio tape every day for a month when it really evidently looks to me like you're not even watching my fucking videos? This is where I'm upset with the kid. It's like, look, dude, you want my fucking help, but you literally have not showed up when you could have sat with me and had the ability to just watch. And I'm telling, like, I've put out so much psychological videos this year alone, and it's with specific solutions, and it's like none of this shit is resonating. Like, you didn't watch anything. And this is like this last ditch desperation because I'm one of the few traders that actually responds to their fucking community, unlike these other fucking assholes. You know what I'm saying? I got back to him and you know, had a kind of a stern talk, and he saw the message, never got back to me, but like, you know, it's there and you're not looking. So, dude, I don't want to fucking help people that aren't taking advantage of the fucking resources at hand. I highlight in this specific video is taking advantage as much as he can. That's just the difference. That is that end of the spectrum, and then you have the far other end of the spectrum, which is this specific trader. And this is I'm gonna be honest, this is fucking pathetic. This is fucking pathetic. It's like, it's time to man the fuck up and take extreme ownership. That's some like Jocko Williams shit, right? Or Goggins or some shit. Then he says, is there anything that can be done about this, or am I not built to be a trader? Fuck! I mean, I've thought about quitting too, alright? I remember this one time. This is when I had a live-in girlfriend. Never again. Well, maybe. But, this 5-year relationship, and, I just was having a fucking meltdown. This was like, I had hit this stride where I was consistent for a few months. And then the summertime came and the volatility dried up. And I was just getting crushed for like a month straight. And then 2 months in, and I'm like, what the fuck? I had it. I worked so hard to hit this stride in my trading, and now it's gone. And I just told her, I'm like, I can't do this. I can't fucking do this. I cannot fucking do this. I can't fucking do it. I'm gonna quit. I just for a week straight, I'm like, I gotta fucking quit. I cannot do this. I'm just telling myself over and over, I can't do this. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit. I quit. I can't fucking do this. Right? That's what's going on in this kid's head. And she actually broke down and started crying. And she told me, you know, you can't give up. You worked way too hard for this. And she cried and bawled her eyes out. And as much as, like, that relationship was by far the worst relationship I've ever been in. I learned a lot from it, and I do give this, there was moments of love and all that. Not to get sentimental, that's like a Cult of Cat episode. Even though I don't even make those fucking episodes anymore because I'm too busy with this. I don't know. Maybe I should talk more about this shit here, but like, as long as it's tied to trading, right? But for me, I could look at the relationship like it was shit and the whole fucking thing, and I learned a lot, and it helped me self-improve tremendously, and it just put me on this really badass trajectory where my life got really badass and awesome. So, like, being in the shit and the weeds for 5 fucking years with this woman really shot me up. I mean, a lot of times I think you need to really hit a rock bottom place. But, trust me, guys. I've, like, during that moment, I was making YouTube videos too. I don't know if you guys remember me filming out of the closet, but that's when it went to shit. There were times where I put a gun to my fucking head and thought about blowing my fucking brains out. I didn't do it. But there was one fucking time where I was sitting in the fucking bathtub and I just grabbed this fucking thing. Thought about it. And then I'm like, nah, that bitch is gonna win. I ain't gonna let her win. But, no, I didn't. Okay, I mean, I know that got real dark and shit, but like, that's rock bottom for you, man. And my trading had improved when we were still together, but like, her crying and her seeing how much this really meant to me, that emotion being projected through her, I mean, kudos. I would say that she really did save my trading in a lot of ways. And I think we all hit these really dark patches in our lives. You can look at somebody and think they have the world, and then they're just dying on the inside. And this kid is dying on the inside. I know he's dying on the inside. And me yelling and all that shit ain't good, right? It ain't really good because it's gonna, if he's watching this, it's gonna make him feel worse and shit. But like, I guess here's the heart to heart. It's time that you listen, dude. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about you or your problems. This is my heart to heart. Trust me, I'll turn it around. All right? I know it ain't starting off good. This is like me trying to be romantic. Ah, fuck. So, like, but that's the reality. Nobody gives a fuck about me or my problems. Nobody's gonna give a fuck about you or your problems. You have to do it yourself. You have to do it for yourself. And I assume you're a dude. Most of who I talk to are males, all right? And listen, this is kind of going to go off the fucking rails here. All right, this is going to be non-related to trading, but I think you should do this. I think you need to really tap into your masculine frame. I think being in a masculine frame as a trader is very important because when you're in a masculine state of being, you're going to have more confidence and you're just going to beat your chest like an animal and want to fuck it up. All right. I think we live in a society where a lot of men are being emasculated. And, I think a big killer listen, guys, just listen. Please listen. All right. Just bear with me through this. But I think a lot of, and it's not to have this moral talk. I just need you guys to understand where I'm coming from. Okay, this is gonna sound fucking nuts. All right, but like I think a lot of dudes are being emasculated. This guy lives, well, I know what country he lives in, and I know it's happening in that specific country, my country especially. A lot of dudes are being emasculated. And a lot of us are becoming more and more emotional, and that's not good because especially this younger generation, are becoming very emotional. And that's not good. It's because of all the shit we listen to. We live in a very hypnotic world. What we consume is what we become. And like a heart to heart, dude, listen to just positive shit, man. Listen to good positive shit. If you're really down on yourself, that's what I did when I wanted to blow my fucking brains out in a fucking bathtub, okay? But I just listened to good shit. I made audio tracks for myself. That's why I preach those. I first started making audio tracks when I wanted to fucking kill myself. And I amped myself up, and then my life shifted so quickly. And then I got in an even fucking a bombshell of a fucking girlfriend. That went to hell. But in the end, like, I managed to turn it around, and like my trading hit a whole nother level very quickly by listening to just positive shit, positive upbeat shit. I know some of you guys don't believe in the law of attraction. I believe in that shit. Like, listen to that stuff, because really the whole message is just having the right mindset. And this dude doesn't have the right mindset. You can hear the way he's talking to himself, and the way he's talking to himself is making himself feel worse and worse. And if you really can have that good inner dialogue and really talk to yourself in a positive way, you're gonna feel different. Listen to just positive, beautiful shit. Listen to these beautiful nature sounds, tones. Go out in nature. Meditate, man. Shut the fucking brain down. You know, you say you have ADHD. I don't believe in that shit. I was diagnosed with it. Like, I was clinically diagnosed with it. And then they hopped me up on fucking methamphetamine so I could pass high school. The thing about it is, we're like, especially this younger generation, you guys can't even fucking pay attention. Like, all the videos and TikToks and Snapchats, they're all so short, YouTube shorts, and a lot of people just scroll and scroll and scroll because the attention span is so fucked up. Focus is a skill set. Focus is a skill set like trading and anything else. I think ADD and all that, because I was diagnosed with it, guys. I think it's bullshit. And the moment I'm like, nah, I think focus is a skill set. The moment I was like, I think focus is a skill set, and the moment I cultivated my skill set of focusing, now I can fucking do it pretty fucking good. With no drugs, man. And again, somebody who is diagnosed with that shit, who thinks it's bullshit, so I'm allowed to say that, because I was diagnosed with it, right? So, I just think it's bullshit. And it's clinically proven, and Andrew Huberman, I mean, the man of science who always has these studies, he talks about meditation and how that can fix ADD. Because I've talked about it a lot in these videos. I really don't want to fucking harp on it again, but we got to, apparently. It's like, it's so nice to have your brain just stop thinking. Truly it is. It is very much needed, and I think if we don't hit a point where we just stop thinking, I think we'll think ourselves in the madness. At least for me. The brain wanders, and that's going to happen, but as you continuously bring it back to the breath, that's like you being able to see wandering emotions in a trading session. Like, oh, I'm cussing too much today. I need to bring it back in. That's no different than me focusing on the breath in a meditation. The brain thinks about, hey, what am I going to go eat today? Oh, hey, what am I going to go do this or that? I got to do this. And it's like, whoa, bring it back to the breath. All right, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. No difference. That skill set helps bring your mind back when you start to lose it in a trading session. That's why it's so important. And also, it's just so necessary to just shut it the fuck down. Just to shut it down, because when you come out of it, and it takes practice, you're just going to feel better. And the more you do it, the better it becomes, the cooler it is, the more your life changes. It's like trading. For new people, it ain't a good time, but once you're actually good at it, it's a great time. Anytime you try to do something that's really hard, I mean, it's up to you. It's really the mindset. Maybe you just enjoy it being hard in the beginning. That's really where you should be. But as you get further down, it just gets more and more enjoyable. I do love trading. I really do. I enjoy making content. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I kind of fall off the bandwagon. I do too, right? I'll have little meltdowns, but they're less common and less frequent. Just like having a bad day in trading, it's just less common and less frequent because I work on these things, and I've been working on them for years and years. And as far as being in the masculine frame, it's like, I think we live in a world where it's this constant addiction to dopamine with this short form content, and then you have corn, because I'm not going to say the P word, because then YouTube's like, hey, what are you talking about? I think corn is destroying us, man. We're primal creatures, and we just haven't our brains have not adapted to this shit. There's too much technology. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, it wasn't too long ago we were shitting in the woods, right? And then you have like more women are more masculine now and dudes are becoming more feminine, and it's just like, it's just, if that's what you want to be, so be it. But it's just like that's causing this weird dynamic shift, and people bitch and complain about dating, even though I don't believe in all that crap. It's once you understand that game, it's actually not that hard, and if you can be in a masculine frame, it's even easier. Not like beat your chest, go fight people masculine. It's this specific way of carrying yourself that most people get wrong. So I think one of the biggest things you can do is just like, I know corn is a huge problem for a lot of people. It has been for me in the past, like literally going on semen retention. Yeah, that's right. I told you guys to stick with me. But the thing is, like, you have this pent up, you know, instead of just like going to release and shit because you're stressed or whatever, dude, if you can't control your dick, you can't control your life. All right. And it takes an extremely long time to make semen, like 60 days or some shit. And it's just all this blood and bone marrow or something that goes in the process of making it. I'm fucking telling you. Like, if I go do physical exercises or anything, I can't fucking do it. Even having too much casual sex can be a problem. Not saying you shouldn't do that, and that's not what this video is about. But, like, keep it in the legs for a month. I'm telling you. Your testosterone is going to be boosted, which you need. And you're going to have this pent-up sexual energy, and you can take it and you can transmute it and not use it on your screens, and just get rid of that energy, because that energy creates life, man. That is life force. And you can take that and really push it into your trading. And I believe in the magic of all this shit. Life does get way better, more clear-headed, more energy, more focus, if you will. You know, I'm sitting here filming late into the night. Normally, I wouldn't want to do this if I'm like drained, okay? So I think for me, the one thing you can do to really change your life pretty quickly is to get on retention. There's a reason some athletes do it. Mike Tyson did it for several years when he was fighting. There's a reason athletes do it. It's this edge that gives you edge in life. And meditation and that. You really got to go down that rabbit hole and then watch the fucking content, for fuck's sakes. But you're hitting rock bottom, and this is a good thing. This is a good thing. This is a good thing you're hitting fucking rock bottom, because that's probably what it fucking is gonna take to get you to fucking bounce right the fuck back up, man. That's what it's taken. That's happened to me multiple times in my fucking life, where I just hit the absolute fucking rock bottom in just these fucking fucked up situations and just come out of it. And it's just like this rubber band that pulls you down, and when you figure it out and it lets go, you're going higher, and it's necessary at times. So yeah, guys, I mean, shit, you know, I could have just stopped making content one day because I decided to off myself, and you guys would have never known, and you guys never knew that I was going through something like that, those of you who've been around. So like, I wasn't gonna do it, but like, it definitely kept crossing my fucking mind, because I do think we all have this really deep, dark shit inside of us that really eats us away, and it's this inner dialogue in our fucking head. We all have this really dark inner dialogue. I mean, we all have these dark triads in us. We really do, and I think anybody can get pushed to the edge to do some psychotic shit. I really do. And people all have the ability to hit a breaking point. It can happen. And clearly there's lines some of us won't step over, whereas some of us will step over those lines. But some of us, I mean, oftentimes we all get really close to those lines we're not going to step over, and then that might be just enough to shove us back the other way to get the fuck out of it. But man, go. And also, this dude, you need to just stop trading. Get your mental game right. Like, just get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here for a while. Go do something else. And once you're like feeling really good up here, then explore it. That's what I would suggest. I mean, I'm not somebody to tell you to fucking stay in the game. No, you get the fuck out. If you never come back, so be it. You gave it a shot, and that doesn't make you a failure. You can do this, and you can fail at it, and you can take the lessons from this and apply them to other things in your life. Like the failure through it, this is the hardest thing you ever went through. Nothing will be as fucked up as this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there could be some really fucked up shit, but like, chances are you're never going to experience anything as mentally taxing as this. And if you can look at it with that the glass is half full mentality, you can take that and really propel your life with these learnings, if you will. So, I mean, with that being said, guys, it is what it is. And that's how we're going to fucking end it. You know, I would have loved to put up a video with actually showing trades in this specific, the day I'm releasing this. But you know what? I think this needed to be highlighted. And we had a good time in this video. And then we had a heart-to-heart. And I think when we had those heart-to-hearts, you guys love that shit. So until then, I will see you in the next one.